5 reasons why you shouldn't be with someone who has cheated before. If someone has cheated before, there are so many reasons to stay away from them. I'm sure the person you met seems great, and they might be, but if they've cheated before, that's a huge red flag that you shouldn't ignore. Even though not everyone who has cheated will do it again. Knowing why you should stay away from someone who has cheated before will help you decide if you want to take the chance with this new relationship or walk away before you get hurt. Number 1, they might have trouble being loyal. Someone who has cheated in the past may be afraid of making a commitment. Maybe they have been hurt in the past. Maybe they learned bad habits from their parents. Maybe they aren't sure of themselves in the world and have trouble getting along with other people. Maybe they have trouble with trust. No matter why they do it, a lot of people who cheat have problems that make it hard for them to commit to someone. So, once they get close to someone, they start to feel scared and cheat. They like to get their partner to leave before they have to make a commitment. A client of mine has cheated on every guy she's ever been with. She wants to be in a healthy relationship, but she doesn't know how. She cheats when someone gets too close and makes her feel weak. Once she cheats, she can leave the relationship and not put her happiness at risk. My client does this, and I think it's because her dad left when she was a child and made her feel alone. She is sure that any man she loves will end up leaving her. So, when she feels like they are getting too close, she cheats. She cheats on them instead of breaking up with them, so they will break up with her. Strangely, this pattern makes her feel even more alone in the end because even though she strayed, those men still leave her. She is stuck in a loop of pain that she can't get out of. She is helping me break out of these patterns, but she is the kind of person I wouldn't recommend anyone date. He would agree with me on that point, at least for now while she works. Number 2, cheating is a way to deal with problems. People say that once a liar, always a liar. I don't think that's always true, though. Some people who have cheated before might see how bad an affair can be for everyone, and they might decide they will never cheat again. Some people, on the other hand, cheat to get away from their lives. Like drinking, cheating is a way for unhappy people to deal with their feelings. And they can't stop once they start. They become hooked on how good they feel when they are having an affair. When they can leave their miserable lives for a while and, at least for a few hours, be wanted and have orgasms. My friend is a cheater even though he doesn't want to be. He meets someone, starts dating them, and is happy about it. But then things come up. He has trouble at work, can't pay his bills on time, doesn't spend enough time with his kids, and has a bad back. He doesn't drink anymore, so he doesn't have a way to deal with things. So, to deal with his pain and anger, he cheats. He likes to go out and look for someone he's interested in. He also likes to flirt with people and be flirted with them. He likes being wanted, and he likes getting horny. After a night of this, he goes home feeling a little less stressed, at least until the next time. So, if you're with someone who has cheated before, especially if they've done it more than once, know that it might be a way for them to deal with their problems and not a good way. Number 3, they could still be upset with their ex. My client's husband left her because he was having an affair. He broke up with her, moved in with someone else, and then married that person. Even though they've been married for 8 years, she and her husband just don't get along. She is still very angry about how things turned out. Even though they weren't happy together, she hoped they could work on things. If they couldn't, she thought they could agree to get a divorce and move on with their lives. But it didn't work out that way. He lied to her and made her look bad in front of everyone with his affair. As for him, I think he still has trouble getting over what he did. Because of this, he is always mad at her. He won't take responsibility for what he did, and it's easier for him to blame her because she was a bad wife, didn't pay attention to him, etc. So, because of the affair, my client and her ex still have a bad relationship, which makes it hard for both to start new relationships. I think this is a big reason to stay away from someone who has cheated before. You don't want your relationship to be affected by bad energy from the outside because they cheated. Number 4, they might not be able to control their impulses. If someone has cheated before, you should stay away from them because they might not be able to control their urges. Many people say that you can choose to have an affair. I agree with this, too. Some people, on the other hand, find it harder to avoid having an affair because they have trouble controlling their impulses. They may be the type of person who drinks too much, can't stop eating ice cream, and watches Netflix for hours instead of doing their work. They do want to do things differently, but they can't because it's hard for them to control how they act. People who cheat are often people who give in to their urges easily, even when those urges can be very bad. Even if a person isn't having an affair, they can hurt their relationship if they can't control how much they drink. If someone can't control how much they eat, it will hurt their health. And a person who can't stop watching TV could lose their job. So it's not enough to fight the urge to cheat. If someone has cheated before, they might give in to their urges again in some other way that could hurt your relationship. Number 5, you might never be able to trust them. If someone has cheated before, it might be hard to ever trust them again. This is one of the most important reasons to stay away from them. And being with someone you can't trust will only hurt and make you doubt yourself. My client fell in love with someone who cheated on her. She told herself that he was such a good person and that he would never do that again. As their relationship grew, she began to think that he might be doing this. She didn't talk to him about it directly. Instead, she looked for clues that he might be doing it. She felt worse and worse about herself as time went on, and she kept thinking that he was cheating. She told herself that if he was cheating on her, he must have found someone better than her. That no one was good enough for her. And she was such a loser that she couldn't blame him. Ironically, he wasn't cheating, but because he had cheated before, when he started to pull away a little, she went straight to the dark side, thinking that because he had cheated before, he would cheat again. She fell into darkness and hopelessness. She began to doubt herself because she didn't trust him. In the end, the relationship ended, which broke her heart. When someone has cheated, there are so many reasons to stay away from them. Again, not everyone who has cheated will do it, but we should be very careful before getting involved with someone who sends up a red flag like that. People who cheat might not be able to stick to their promises and might not be able to control their impulses. They might be a cheater who keeps doing it repeatedly. They could still have problems with their ex, which could hurt their new relationship. And if you don't trust each other, your relationship will fail. If you're going to date someone who has cheated on their partner, I'd suggest keeping the lines of communication open. Tell them if you have any worries. Ask them to tell you the truth. If you can talk about past cheating and deal with any signs that it might be happening again, you can stop it before it does even more damage. You can make it,